Well, here's a thought, and I've seen some things with isotopes, but I did see a little bit with the gold. But I could say, well, let me say this is conjecture on my part, but I did see some things. It looks like the Russian oligarchs have like to store physical metals in warehouses, and it's my contention, my belief anyway. I've seen a little bit with the gold or the alleged gold, but I mainly saw like calcium isotopes, copper isotopes, and that type of stuff, and they're actually worth more than gold, to tell you the truth, some of them anyway, some of these isotopes. But I would imagine they also have a lot of silver, and I bet you they got a whole load of palladium too. Ready to dump on the market when the next time we see a major bull run that's going to come up. Now, I want to state something else. I know there's a lot of people out there, rah silver. Now, I've been putting out I especially put a lot of videos out when it got crashed down, because I wanted people not to be fearful of it, not to put all their money into it, but yes, accumulate it if you don't have it, especially when it got down to like the 18 or whatever. I don't know how low it can go. But I want to actually present this. The markets are up over 17,000 on the Dow. And, any idiot knows that it's going to come back down. I mean, there's no reason it should be this high. This is actually now the second longest bull run in the last 100-something years of U.S. financial history. Actually, Grantham is talking about a major meltdown, of Grantham management. And, the guy was actually criticized heavily when they were talking about the major meltdown that could possibly be happening in the Japanese markets decades ago. And the guy turned out to be right. But, you're a hero after it comes true. But I also want to state this, I'm expecting what's going to bring anything can bring the markets down, or they could just come down for no reason because they're too high. There's going to be people analyzing why it came down later on. I'm almost saying it's a given. When anything gets too far ahead of itself, it's definitely too far ahead of itself. No doubt about that. But how high is high? I don't know. It's been surprising me too, because I figured it wasn't going to get to the second highest level. The second longest bull run in U.S. financial, the last 100-something years of U.S. financial history. The longest bull run was back in the 20s. But that made more sense because we had the age of, industrial revolution, interchangeable parts, factory assembly line, oil was coming on, used in machinery, transportation, telephones, telegraph, you name it, man. All kinds of stuff was being invented at the turn of this century. So it was a little more believable that, the industrial revolution was also causing the stock markets to go up. But even then it corrected, right? Well, I'm going to state this. There's one thing I'm thinking too. There's different scenarios that could happen, and I'm going to rehash this real quick, and I'm going to get into something else about the Russian oligarchs. They're just, I don't know how these people freaking worship Russia today like it's, their god. But anyway, the thing is, with the way the markets can come down, it could be several things. It could be, let's say, a financial crisis when it's coming up, say, in September or something like that, or October, where, say, Moody's talks about let's downgrade, the debt in the United States because they're fighting over the fiscal group budget, or the government shutdown or something like that. In that case, if they downgrade the U.S. dollar, it doesn't look like it right now, but say, we got another fiscal budget coming up in a couple months or so, right? If they downgrade the U.S. dollar, well, that'll be good for gold, and the markets in oil will tumble. If there's a major problem in the Middle East, oil will go way up. It'll cause gold to go up, and it might cause the markets to tumble. Now, if the markets just come down by themselves due to they're just too far ahead of themselves, well, that can also bring down gold and silver even to lows. Even like silver can even go below 18 in that situation. I don't know what the situation's going to be exactly. I do know that the mines are losing money on silver. I know they could argue this left and right about, they're running on bare bones operating cost. They don't have enough money for the silver, what they're getting for silver, to get into new ventures. Like there's big gold mining companies that closed down projects in South America and also in Canada. And once they write that off as abandoned projects, it's done. You know, and it's going to take a lot of money to get things going. And the only way they're going to get money is if it's lent to them. And the only way it's going to get lent to them is if the outlook for the gold market looks like much higher prices for the foreseeable future. So in the meantime, they're running bare bones, and they're not going into a lot of different areas, and all the easy to mine gold and silver has been already found. So the more, you know, the stuff that they're going to have to get in the future is going to cost more money, unless they come up with some brand new processes. I don't know. It's possible, but you know, hey, who the hell knows? I don't think so. I mean, they've been studying this freaking deal for how many years now? I mean, you got a gazillion people out there with all these new processes with the mining industry. It's not going to change. Like somebody's going to say, "Oh wow, I found a new way to get gold for, you know, $1 an ounce and mine it out of tons of ore." You know, that ain't going to happen, dude. But anyway, I want to also comment a little bit about the Russian oligarchs. You know, Putin can get punished by, well, not Europe exactly, Vladimir Putin, for like the Ukraine deal with the plane shooting down. Like, I know that it might not be the Russians exactly. I don't know who did it, but you know how it is on the surface. It's being blamed on the Russian separatists who are on the surface. I'm just saying, it's being blamed on the Russian separatists and the fact that Vladimir Putin gave them weapons. That's where the blame is going. I don't know if that, you know, I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there about, you know, it could be this, it could be that. I don't know. And I know they point to, they got the inside information, but I doubt anybody on YouTube has the inside information, because if they're blabbing it, they'd wind up like, you know, the guys that found Bin Laden, you know what I mean? Their their helicopter would crash, you know what I mean? It's just all sensationalism. But I'm going to tell you, you know, on one side, Vladimir Putin really has Europe by the cojones, so to speak, to put it in plain language, because he's got all the oil and the natural gas that goes over to them, and he can hurt them even more. But there's other stuff that goes on, and you know, I know in Switzerland they got the Swiss-based trading houses, but Switzerland ain't going to get involved in politics. But they also have the deal where they use this tax haven for Cyprus, but they got other things out there. They use the Netherlands for a lot of stuff too, the banking institutions in the Netherlands. Actually, a lot of these oligarchs, they do all their business dealings with the West. They do. They actually do things offshore, so they're not taxed in Russia and all this type of stuff. The oligarchs do. You know, and Putin now goes around acting like he's trying to, like, stop them and, you know, fix everything, and he's a reformer. He's part of the deal, man. He's got his own little deal going on with the Swiss trading company based in Cyprus, which is another tax haven for capital gains on commodities. And all the Russian oligarchs do it. But the Netherlands could actually, they're one in Europe that could actually cut them off, which would kind of limit them severely. Now, that could hurt the Netherlands, but it could actually hurt the Russian oligarchs far more. So that could be a unique way that, you know, they could actually get at Putin for... See, I don't know what they're doing exactly. I think, you know, just let's leave out the issue with the plane, because let's say it's up in the air as to what really happened. But it's quite obvious that the real powers that be are not happy with Vladimir Putin. That's not to say he's against the New World Order. He's got his own version of the New World Order, and it's called "I am me, and I am going to be Russia," and you know what I mean, right? He's competing with it's an intramural contest. It's not like one person's good and the other one's bad, or this one's against it. They're all New World Order. But it looks like one group, the major group of the New World Order on the West, is not happy with Vladimir Putin right now. That's what it looks like. So they're trying to punish him, you know. And I don't know how they're going to do it exactly. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe they can clone his ex-wife and have her say different things about him or something. Maybe no idea what to do it. You know, you clone his ex-wife and have her go on the media, and she could be the clone, and she could be saying things. You know, if you believe in this cloning stuff, you know, if you believe in the way out stuff, you know. Yeah, I always figured, yeah, that cloning stuff, that would be cool, you know. Anyway, I don't want to diverge on that subject too much, because if it was cloning, I'm sure George Soros would have made a copy of Britney Spears and solved his girlfriend problems right there, you know what I mean? And save himself a bundle at the same time. But anyway, you know, as far as, you know, what's going on with the silver and stuff, it's gonna, I think, you know, you know, I'm kind of expecting it to take off. But then again, I'm realizing these markets are gonna crash, man. This Dow, I don't know where the hell it's going to. It's getting ridiculous. But the higher, you know, I'm gonna state this. I'm not getting nothing from, I see what some of the alternative media says. They've been talking doom and gloom forever, right? But Grantham from Grantham Management, the hedge fund, he's been talking that the next crash is going to be like the mother of all crashes. It's going to be huge. You know, he could be wrong. I mean, yeah, you know, I don't know. But he's not one of these irresponsible people sensationalizing stuff for profit. He's probably putting, well, the other thing is, too, I have to mention this again, because I say this a gazillion times. George Soros actually, he put a very heavy bet, heavy bearish bet on the S&P way back in mid-August of 2013, a year ago. And then he put more bearish bet on it in the beginning of 2014, and it's still going up. But he's a patient cat, man. He's a patient cat, you know, meow. He's going to be waiting, and when the thing goes down, he's going to pounce, and he's going to sell his, you know, his puts or whatever the hell he put in there, and he's going to make a load of money. The guy's not stupid. And I'm sure he'd get a Britney Spears clone if he could, if they were existing, because I'm sure he can afford them. But nope, he's going to be dealing with the age-old problem of all these guys with a lot of money always deal with. A lot of age-old problems, man. They get hoodwinked one way or the other. Anyway, but, you know, hey, you know, whatever, man. So, but as far as, like, them investing, the oligarchs investing in metals, yeah, I think they got loads of them. You know, I don't know what the hell, I never seen anything ever where they had silver. You know, I think the problem with silver is there's not enough of it. They got so much money that if they bought silver, they'd buy up the whole Earth's supply of silver. That would only be one oligarch. You know, that's probably why they don't bother with it too much. But I think they got it. But they do have isotopes, and I've seen gold, and I bet you any money they got palladium, because you know, it may not be the official state warehouse stockpiles, but I'll bet you a lot of different oligarchs have their own little private stashes of that stuff. So when the price of that stuff goes way up, they're going to dump it. They're going to dump it hard. I'm sure some people in Russia must have made a load of money back in 2001 when they had that big scare about palladium not being available because the stockpiles are out. You know, and Ford Motor Company bought it really high. You know, hey, just 2 + 2 = 4. You'd almost have to figure if Ford Motor Company made a huge mistake like that and bought it at a high. I almost think that was well, it's my senses. My intuition says that was some kind of inside deal, you know, because actually the cost of the palladium would just be pushed out to the product, and it wouldn't really influence the Ford car that much as far as the price. Probably jack it up another $50 or so, you know, when they bought it at the high prices. And you never know. You never know. There could have been some little games going on in there. But, you know, I'm going to tell you right now, the oligarchs all deal with the West. The Russian oligarchs, they deal with the West. They don't give a damn about their citizens that much at all. I know, like, Zirinovsky, sometimes he gives somebody $20 and goes, oh, buy some ice cream cones and stuff like that. They don't care, man. It's all image, man. It's all image. They don't care at all. You know, so let me put it to you this way. I don't know. I'm tired of, like, listening to comments by some of these Russians that comment on my channel and say, "Oh, this man is truth." And I'm like, dude, get over it, man. This guy's not a truth. His truth is money, just like in the West. But he's got some He's got a different plan. Vladimir Putin, he's got a different plan as to how he wants Russia. He doesn't want Russia. He wants Russia to be the main player in the New World Order, but he's not against the New World Order. No way. No way. And the West is trying to push him, or certain people on the other side are trying to push him down. But it's not like one side's good and the other side's bad. They're both bad. That's all there is to it. But it looks like the next thing that's coming up is maybe the Netherlands is going to put a squeeze on them, because these oligarchs, they do a lot of offshore trading deals through the Netherlands too, big time, and that could put a cramp in their style big time. So I don't know, but I can tell you the truth. It's bad for business all the way around. Because as far as the elite goes too, but it's like you got to just hang loose with this stuff, because when silver goes up, it's going to be, everything's going to go up. It's going to be the price of gas is going to go up. The price of food's going to go up. The price of oil is going to go up. The price of gold and everything else, and copper, all the commodities are going to go up. So you're going to actually need, you might need to actually sell some silver just to pay for, everyday essentials because of the price of energy and the price of food. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is with people. But I'm telling you, don't sell it now, man. Now, even though there is this possibility that if there's a market crash because of, I don't know what other reason, but just came down without anything happening special, that would also bring the price of silver and gold and oil down too. Everything. If it comes down because, I'll say it again, if it comes down because they changed, the outlook for the debt is changed, and that could bring gold up and oil down. If there's major tensions in the Middle East, now there is major tensions in the Middle East, but it's kind of like ebb and flow. If there's a major shooting war that starts in the Middle East, and like Qatar is actually Qatar, in the United Arab Emirates, they're big buyers of U.S. arms this year in 2014. They're the guys that actually supplied the Muslim Brotherhood and stuff. And it kind of looks like, I don't know, but it's like every year it looks like there's a major conflict going to happen in the Middle East. I don't know. You never know what's going to happen over there, man. But with ISIS, it looks like they want a major, the Western oil barons want a major conflict over there because they're all set on production. And I think as soon as it's legal for them to export crude oil out of this country, there's going to be a major war in the Middle East. And they're going to be getting high dollars for their oil, and that's going to protect the value of the dollar even longer. How's that? Anyway, it's been kind of like a hodgepodge update, but I'm not playing like, I'm giving you reality, man. I'm giving you total reality. I don't have the crystal ball. I'm gonna tell you this, people. I like silver though because you might be able to do barter with it, which is cool. There's some stocks out there that had like a 2,500% gain. I saw on a social media stock with no employees recently. I saw one that just had a 300% gain because it was a medical company with a new breakthrough. But all those things, stocks that are electronically on the markets electronically, you can't do barter with. You know what I mean? So, that's one reason I like these coins. So, that's just my personal preference, Anyway, over and out. That's my update for now. But, yeah, hang in with it. Hang in with it, man. It's going to pay off. It will pay off. And, you're going to make money. That's all I got to say.